Okay, we are here for the recap of Week 6, and I'm excited for this one. Week 6, it had a little bit of everything. We had a Monday night miracle. We had a less than a 1 point margin of victory. We had our first player, unfortunately, quit on the league. Kobe Nettleton, first one to not set their lineup, so appreciate that, Kobe. And it was just a hell of a week. Ravens pick up another win. But we'll get to what was supposed to be the matchup of the week. Didn't end up quite that way because Carey and my teams were both utterly decimated by injury. But I think the silver lining in that is that neither of us really would have had an excuse over the other. Carey, obviously, without Nico Collins. He's without Rashid, but Rashid's done for the year, so that's kind of irrelevant. James Cook, but I'm without Malik Neighbors, Brian Robinson, Jonathan Taylor, and Ramondre Stevenson would have started for me this week. So I'm without 4 starters, Carey's without key players. And it ended up actually being low scoring, but very exciting. And it was topped off by, like I said, the Monday night miracle. I called my shot to Carey. I said, give me a Lazard Hail Mary. And unfortunately, I wish I could have enjoyed it a little bit more, but when the ball got ripped out at the end, I did not think it was complete. So I was just like, oh, damn, that would have been cool. And then it was a touchdown, and then I was excited, but it would have been way cooler if it just was a touchdown the entire time. But hell of a week, just showed a lot of resilience, battling 2 straight victories without Malik Neighbors or Jonathan Taylor. So my team has battled adversity, should have all those players back. And Carey, you just don't have the depth, man. I mean, you were very top heavy, and that's why I said you were going to decline. You were riding too high. Your superstars were putting up crazy numbers. We've never seen that for an entire season. The decline was inevitable, and it continues. You fall to 4-2. You only score 107 points, and yeah, I told you so. All right, Steve against NATO, an absolute nail-biter. Yeah, Steve, like you said, you live by the Monday night defense. You die by the Monday night defense. I know you said this morning it feels like you got a little bit hosed by that roughing the passer call, but I'll be honest with you, I thought it was a penalty. As I was watching the play live, I said that's a flag before the flag even came out. So I thought it was a penalty. I'm sorry that that was at your expense. But this is just one hell of a game, 132.7 to 132.2. Both your team, this is a heavyweight battle. Like, both you guys played really well, got some big performances out of a lot of different players. And Steve, you just fell short. So you live by the D, you die by the D. NATO, congrats, you're 5-1. All right. Yeah, so unfortunately, yeah, like I said, we have our first quitter of the season, Kobe, playing the Vikings defense, who was on a bye week. And that could have been the difference. I mean, most likely not, but Kobe, you lost by 13 points. I mean, a defense can get 13 points. I don't even know why I'm addressing you. I know you're probably not watching this. Kobe, if you are watching this, if you do still care about this league, just drop a signal. You know, just put something in the chat, and let's set our lineups. But Jamal, you are the merchant of Kobe's malfeasance. You pick up a win, 108 to 96, to improve to 4-2. So you're still in a good spot. Team GBMC. You did get AJ Brown back. Devontae Adams is going to the Jets. So your team is slowly but surely making its way back to full health. And you sit at 4-2, so you're in a good spot. All right, jeez, I'm getting some fucking heartburn. Gabe over Bennett Bradley. Yeah, Bennett. Yeah, you're seeing, like, we've talked about this the last couple recaps. Your team started out really, really hot. It seemed like you were going to be a powerhouse, but, like, you can't even say that you're getting screwed over anymore. Like, your team just isn't putting up the numbers that it needs to. You know, what your argument would be, you should have stacked a few wins in the beginning of the season so that you could have weathered this storm, and then you'd probably be around 500 right now, but you didn't, and your team has been playing like shit lately, so you're 1-5. And then Gabe, again, like, silver lining for the Garrett Wilson trade, they did just get Devontae Adams, so I'm hoping that Aaron Rodgers forgets that Garrett Wilson is on the team, but once again, just gets a monster day out of him. He's top 24 points the last 2 weeks since I've traded him, so that's really, really unfortunate. But Gabe, just strong performance from a lot of different guys, 136, and you improved to 4-2. And then Bennett, your team does stink. You're one of the worst fantasy teams that I can remember having in this league. I know you started out 0-4 a few years ago. I don't know if you've ever made the playoffs in this league, but we really appreciate you trying. Like, at least you set your lineups, you change your team names. It's not for a lack of effort, Beans, but you're not good at this game of fantasy football. And Lipsky, not even like a BS win over just a shitty Bennett team. He scored 138 points. Baker, Lipsky and I were texting about who he should start, Baker or who was it? Kyler? And then Lipsky said he was going to start Baker because he's a what did you say? I don't remember, something like he had the heart of a champion, and Lipsky sees a lot of himself in Baker. So anyway, I'm glad that worked out for you. Pretty good day out of your entire team. All right, that's it. I feel like this one's running a little bit long. We'll get to the wheel spin. A few new categories. We won't have to worry about this underdog one this week because I already checked and we didn't have an underdog victory. But that one is going to be based on record, not percentages. Carrie and I were just texting, and percentages change with every roster move you make, so it's actually impossible to track that, because if you change somebody out on a Monday night like Carrie did last night, the projection would change. So it's going to be based on a record, and then we also have most points and then snuck it out. So like Cole would win that this week because he beat Steve by half a point. All right, wheel spin. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, this thing isn't weighted, but well, okay. Chuck Howley once again, and I already know that this is Bennett Bradley because I thought it was really funny that he once again had the Chuck Howley. So Chris Godwin, 35.5 points. Bennett Bradley, I think that's his third wheel spin. And now I'm starting to question this fucking wheel because we've got an MVP Chuck Howley three weeks in a row, which just seems mathematically impossible. Cobe, once again, if you're watching this, let us know if that is mathematically possible. Otherwise, we might need to buy a new wheel. Congrats, Bennett Bradley, for your third fucking wheel spin.